All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel, right? Who are the people that are going to believe in a certain doctrine that's being pushed, man, throughout this whole earth that is going to lead to salvation. And this is going to be a video about how you women are going to have to step your game up, man. You're going to have to learn game to get men, right? Whereas for the longest time, men have had to know and understand women. They've had to go flipping, be trying to learn how to get women if they don't know already. They're having to learn women's emotions, learn what women like, learn what women don't like, right? Have to second guess what they think in order to try and soothe a woman's needs, man, right? Having to try and learn certain types of behaviors that women like that might not even be natural to how they are, but they're having to learn them and learn different tricks and different things in order how to keep you women interested in them, right? You women are going to have to start being the ones that do that yourself, man. The tables are going to change, and you women are going to have to actually start being the ones that actually have to understand what things men do, man. Because if you just look at hunting, a predator versus a prey, for example, right? Well, the predator, a lot of the times, understands things about the prey that the prey doesn't understand about itself because they're trying to hunt the prey down, right? Whereas you women are like prey to men, man, right? So the men has to understand things about how you women do things, but you women have not ever thought about having to understand how to do things to get us, man. You've always just thought about yourselves, man, and you're telling men where you will and won't go out on a date. You're telling men what you will and won't accept. You're trying to tell men that you ain't gonna approach them, but you're trying to tell the men how to approach you. But you gotta be attractive when approaching me, as if you women all know and understand your attractiveness levels, man. Oh, don't approach somebody that's out of your league, but you women don't know what league you're in though. So you're talking about men trying to make sure that they know their level, but none of you women know your level though, man. I've never in my life, I can't think of one time really I've ever heard a woman accept that a man's out of her league, right? They don't believe that that's actually can be possible. Or if they do think that a man's out of the league, they try and tell him that he shouldn't be thinking like that. Oh, men just want to go for the skinny women, which are not skinny women. They're actually just women that are healthy. Oh, they don't want to date big girls, women that are more curvy, which is not curvy, it's obese, right? Red BMI is around here. But anyway, let's get into some scriptures. Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Warn to you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. The days that are coming are not no happy times, man. It's going to be extremely brutal, man. It's like the things that are getting ready to happen on this earth are going to be horrible, man. And no, I hope people are listening when I say this, man. Nobody on this earth is physically capable of dealing what's getting ready to happen. The elites actually want and are desiring for this day to happen as part of what future plans they have. They're not ready. They're going to be hiding. They ain't just going to be out in the world floating around. They're going to be in bunkers, staying in them fast and tight, man. Scared of the day that they've helped manipulate into happening, man. Which really, them manipulating this day into happening wasn't through their own power. It was through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, him using them to do it, man. Right? Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion. This is what the day of the Lord's going to be like. As if a man did flee from a lion. Who can outrun a lion? Not many people, right? Even with a head start, man, most of the time you get caught, man. And this is using it as a metaphor to escape from a lion, running from a lion. That's a hell of a lot of luck that you would need, man. And a bear met him. So you're free from a lion. The metaphor being used for the day, Lord, is fleeing from a lion, right? And then you're meeting a bear. Bears are fast. I don't know if you ever looked up how fast a bear is. They're fast, man. They're terrifyingly fast for how big they are. And they're very agile too. They can climb trees, some of them. They can jump and dive through fences. barbed wire fences and that. I've seen like they're fast, man. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So the day of the Lord is compared to this. You're running from a lion, right? And then you meet a bear, or you're running from a lion and then you went into a house, leaned your hand on the wall and a serpent bit you. Because when I've normally read this verse, it sounds like you meet a bear, then you meet a lion, right? And then you lean your hand on the wall and meet a snake, which still that's possible that it's saying that. Or that could happen, that metaphorically speaking, that could happen. But really it's saying two different scenarios. You flee from a lion, then a bear meets you, meaning that you ain't escaping the bear after you've just outran a lion. You was already lucky enough to escape the lion. So now you met that bear, it's over. Or you've escaped the lion and now you lean your hand on the wall because you escaped into a house, and then you lean your hand on the wall and the serpent's got you, right? Like, that's what the day of the Lord is going to be like. So in that time, I ain't gonna have time to be worrying about game, or I got to hold frame, I got to monitor all her shit tests, I got to not say nothing stupid on this date, because then she's gonna just go away and not want to deal with me no more. I got to not say anything stupid. I got to not be the kind of person that I am. I gotta denounce my hobbies so that she can feel alright. I gotta pretend to be some fogged out geezer so that she can like me. Because otherwise, if I'm just normal, she's gonna say I'm boring. Do you know what I mean? Like certain men even get tattoos to deal with certain, or women like tattoos, so I'm gonna get a tattoo. Or women like braids with a skin fade. I got a Jake that's got braids and a skin fade, so I'm gonna get that. Or women like hair and they can't grow, the Eve can't grow hair herself, so I'm gonna get a ponytail so I can deal with Eve now. A ponytail, I'm gonna pom it at the back. That's how some of you Jakes do, man. Jumping and diving through all kind of hoops, and then pushing Eve's doctrine and her philosophy on dating, saying that any time that a man says anything about women, I think he hates women, you know. Like I think this guy just hates women. I think he's some kind of incel and that. If you ain't worshipping Eve's back crease, saying that she's God, now it means you hate her, man. You women are gonna have to be forced to step your game up, because the day of the Lord that's coming, men ain't gonna have the time to be dealing with none of that foolishness that you're talking about. They ain't gonna have the time. Verse 20, shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? And in that time, men ain't gonna have the time to be dealing with none of you women's foolishness. Men ain't gonna have the time to deal with none of you women's games, and they're already starting to not deal with care about none of you women's games anyway right now. And that's why you men are crying and talking about some male loneliness epidemic, when really, like, what one thing that women and Esau are good at doing, man, is projection, which is where you take your own thoughts and your own processes and how you are and your own behaviors and try and push them onto the next person and try and treat that person and talk badly about that person in a way that you know that you should be talked about. Esau and women are good at doing that, man. Women are trying to talk about some male loneliness epidemic when really they're the ones that are lonely, man. And that's why you women are such losers, that you'll have men around you that you don't like, you're not attracted to, right? Just so that you can have some male attention around you, man. You will have your LG 3T male best friend and all that, right? Your alphabeting and rainbowing male best friend, just so that you can have a man's attention around you. Men ain't really trying to want to have no alphabet woman around them, just so they can have a woman's attention around them. Men ain't trying to have some ugly woman around them that they don't find attractive, just so that they can go out in public and go on a date with them. Men ain't doing that. Now, some men might sleep with a woman that they don't find attractive, but that's actually got a physical and physiological purpose of them getting some kind of release from their body, man. But they ain't gonna want no one to know about that. You will have men in the friend zone. Everyone knows that you don't like the guy, but you still keep absorbing his attention and taking it, wasting his time, because you can't find a man that you actually do like that would give you the same time of day. The time's gonna come where even those men don't want to know you, and it's already happening. That the backup plan guy, he don't want to know, and the first plan of action, they don't want to know neither, and they're meeting you on their terms only. Right? It's gonna really get down to the why where you're gonna have to have no choice but to fix up, man. You ain't gonna be able to play games with men. You ain't gonna be able to try and do no shit test with men. You ain't gonna be able to. You like a guy, you really like a guy, and you're attracted to him, but you don't. You're such dummies that you don't know how to act. That you try and get him on his nerves instead of just going up to him and saying, "I think you're handsome, and I'd like to get to know you better," or whatever bullshit you might want to say. You're trying to play all these games to try and get on men's nerves, right? Trying to set them up to get kicked out of places, do this, do that, right? Trying to frame men, trying to threaten men with the males in your family. The day is gonna come where none of that's gonna work, man. You ain't gonna be able to call your brother. You ain't gonna be able to call this or that person to try and do this or that because it's not gonna work, man. None of it's gonna work anymore. Them men are gonna have too much on their own plate. They ain't gonna have the time to be dealing with anything that you've got to say. There's gonna be too much going on. They're gonna be like, I ain't got time to deal with you what you're talking about. Forget what you're talking about. I'm doing my own thing. That's what they're gonna be doing. Let's carry on, man. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, you men are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And women don't really like listening to anything that's real, man. They don't really like listening to anything that's got any depth to it for the most part, man. But then if you start, like, you could be trying to talk to a woman about something deep, yeah, and then they won't want to hear, but then say to them, oh, you know what outfit, what outfit or what colors I think you'd look really fantastic in. Oh, what colors? What colors? Or I think if you just say this to a woman, I think you'd look good in that. What? I'd look good in what? I'd look good in what? I'd look good in what? Yeah, you think? You think so? You think it? Yeah, you think so? They can't. They're always quick to hear about some man telling them what they'd look good in clothes wise, or I think you'd look good with that hairstyle. They'll be quick to hear about that. They'll be quick. They'll be down all the way down for that. To hear about an outfit that they might look good in, some shoes that they might look good in, right? I was thinking that we should go. Just drop that line on a woman. I was thinking that we should go. Oh, they're all of a sudden going to want to know about that. Because it could be you're thinking that you should go on a holiday, or you're thinking that you should take you on that you're going to take them to a restaurant or something like that. They'll always be down for that. But start talking to them about something deep. I don't think you should. Oh, they don't want to hear that. But when it comes to some telling a woman what she looks good in, or something like that, they're down for that all the time, mate. All the way. Or some kind of gossiping. Like when you're just traveling around and you just hear what things women are talking about, man. They're always talking about some next woman's relationship that ain't there. Oh, Stephanie started dating Bradley, and did you see the outfit she was wearing the other day? She always looks good. She always looks fantastic in anything she wears. I've never seen her in a black paper bag. Even she could wear a black paper bag and she'd still look stunning. They're always just talking about some next woman's life, man, or some next people's life. Gossip and running their damn mouth, right? All the damn time, man. All the damn time. Verse 10. Many days and years shall be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The government shall not come. All the glory that you women used to get, man, and all the praise just for existing and being a woman that's got a vagina, that's going downhill. Because now, when you go to them speed dating, like just the fact that of you women having to do speed dating events shows that you've tried to use every single other avenue to get men and was not able to do it, man. You've tried every other avenue, the club, right? The getting approached in public, the men that you work with, the men that you flipping, that that's in your friend circle, right? The men that your brother knows, the men that your sister knows, the men that your dad. Some of you women, the men that your dad knows, the men that your mom knows, man. The men that your best friend knows. Right, you've tried all avenues. None of them work. And now you gotta go speed dating events. And for some reason, you're thinking that Prince Charming, that doesn't need to be at a speed dating event, is gonna be there just to meet your stupid ass. Obviously not. He don't need to be at a speed dating event. And the kind of men that would go to the speed dating event, for some reason, you women think you're better than that guy, but you're the female version of him. He's got to go to a speed dating event, and so have you. So why do you think you're better than him? You're there as well, right? You know, just you really don't get it, and you really don't understand what's getting ready to happen, man. You don't you don't actually understand that the times that are coming, men are not going to be taking none of your shit, man. They're not going to be taking none of your shit. Verse 11, tremble you women that are at ease, be troubled you careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Now let's get into another thing that you women have ruined, man, the gym. Right? The amount of times I see like women complain on the internet about why don't men approach women in the gym anymore? Maybe, just maybe, and this is like a crazy thought that I'm about to put out there right now. Maybe men are going to the gym to go to the gym. Now, I know that's a ridiculous thought to think, but maybe the man's going to the gym to do the bench press, to do the squat rack, to do a deadlift, to do the leg press, the leg extension, to do the cardio machines, cross trainer, rowing machine, exercise bike, air bike, treadmills. Maybe he ain't going there to meet women, right? Maybe he's actually going there to think about his health. Like I know it's crazy to sound that with how all you women are tens out here, that men just don't want to go to the gym to meet you, right? I know how ridiculous that sounds, but maybe they're just going there for that, man. But you women, when you go to somewhere, you can never just go somewhere and just not trying to go there to seek attention, man. You always have to try and get some attention out of everything you do, all the time, right? You can't just go around anywhere and not seek attention, but then you all try and pretend like you used to all try and pretend like you don't do things for attention. Oh, I don't dress like this for men's attention. I dress like this for me. No, you're a liar. You go like I had to stop going to the gym that I went to because people was getting on my damn nerves, man. People was getting on my damn nerves in there. The men are overly watching Jake's training, right? Overly watching Jake. You're just doing your weight, and you can just see that they're watching you. You can just feel it, man, and it's not paranoia, right? You're putting your headphones in and all this stuff to try and block them out, but you can just sense that their demonic energy is just all against you even being in there, right? Then the women are overly trying to beg it off, dressing like complete hoes, right? Thirsty for attention, right? Just overly thirsty. Just overly thirsty, man. Begging it off, hogging up space, putting their water bottles on things, putting things in place, like just lingering around, getting all taking up too much damn space, right? Not wanting to like. Then you got punk ass little teenage waste mans. You know what I mean? You got people trying to watch what weights you're lifting on the machines, trying to watch and trying to size you up as if they fit like they're trying to get something popping up in here. Like I had to just stop going because it was either that or something else would have happened, man. And I ain't trying to be like that, man. I ain't trying to get into no fights. I'm trying to avoid doing stuff like that, man. For the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to not crash out on none of these people and end up not seeing the day of the Lord take place, man, where I get to see you proud people get destroyed, man. Which is one of the things that I'm looking forward to in this world, man. But anyway, verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the present fields, for the fruitful vine. You men are gonna be long, like you men are trying to go. Do you women really think that just because you got a fat ass, that means that men are gonna like you? Nah, it's one of the things that make us like you. But the man has to weigh up 2 feet. There's a fat ass to a demon ratio. Do you understand? There's how hot the woman is to how much of a demon she is ratio, man. And that's why a lot of the time when Jake's dealing with Eve, yeah, she gotta be really fantastic looking, man. A lot of the time, because he's thinking, man, I know that Eve's got demons on her more than a lot of women of other nations sometimes, man. Especially toward or not. You know what? All women have got demons on them, man. But Eve's demons are more aimed at Jake. You understand? Eve's demons really get stirred up the more that she's around Jake, man, because the curses get magnified, right? Whereas the other women's demons and them are still there when it comes to Jake as well, but they're not as magnified. It don't seem like, man. It don't seem that they're as magnified. So there's a hotness or a prettiness, or attractiveness, a beautiness to how much of a demon this woman is ratio, man. So if the woman's like a 5 out of 10, she better be a real nice woman, because otherwise the man's gonna be like, you know what, it ain't worth it. But if the woman's a 10 out of 10, then the man's gonna be thinking a so-called 10 out of 10 anyway. Then the man's gonna be thinking, man, but how much of a demon is she though? She looks like a 10 out of 10 to me, or 9 out of 10 to me, but how much of a demon is she though? You know what I mean? Like, how much of a demon is this woman gonna be, man? Like, what people am I gonna have to be around just because I'm around her? What kind of people is her presence around me gonna bring that I don't want to have to deal with? What kind of other men are gonna be all up around her now, trying when I'm out in public with her, man? What kind of demon men are gonna be trying to test me now because I'm with this woman? These are things that you have to weigh up, man. In this society, in the kingdom, it ain't gonna matter. Yeah, you have to think about what kind of Pookie and Ray Ray ex you might have. You know what I mean? Oh, I broke up with my ex. He went to prison for smashing somebody up, but it's over now. Oh yeah, is it? Yeah, now that same guy's getting ready to thinking about smashing you up or something, man. And I ain't even saying all these situations that I'm talking about are things that I've personally went through, but these are some of the things that men in this world have to go through, though, right? Men in this world have to go through these kind of things. And you can try and pretend like, nah, none of this is what I'm saying is true. You can pretend that all you want. It's true, man. These things are real. And this world tries to make us feel like we're paranoid for seeing these things. No, we're not paranoid, man. We see the world for what it really is, man. We see what's going on around here. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 33, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Women are going to eventually start to have less and less access to men, and they're going to be forced to have to fix up their ways, man. All that female pride and ego, by where you think you're the shit all the time, that's going to start to get broken down, man. You're going to be forced to have to start thinking about, man, I wonder what men think about life. I wonder what he wants. Not all of a sudden just all the time thinking about whatever you want. Me. I want this and I want that. I could never date a man that's this. I could never date a man that's that. Would them men date you though? Because that's one of the things that when you women are talking all of this about the men that you want, yeah, you never question whether he's gonna like you. Oh, I want a man that makes $500,000 a year. I want a man that makes 3 million a month and 1 million a month. And I'm talking about the women that say this outrageous shit. They never stop to think, man, is that man gonna like me though? Because they all seem to think that they're so likable. You women ain't even really likable like that. You ain't even really likable. Not really, man. If men couldn't sleep with women, like for the most part, what need would they have to even speak to y'all, man? Real talk. Real talk, man. For the women in this society, like if men wouldn't sleep with you, what need would they have to talk to you all? Like seriously, why would they need to talk to you, man? Actually, like what would be the actual need for them to speak to you, want to know anything, to hear about anything you've got to say? In fact, the reason why a lot of men do talk to you is in the hopes of sleeping with you. And women want to try and pretend like that's not the truth, but that's the truth. Y'all ain't deep. Y'all ain't got nothing really interesting to say most of the time. And that's why when you women are trying to even get men to listen to you, you've always got your chest hanging out. You always got your battery crease hanging out. You always got your leg out. You're always trying to do something where you've got your body on show, man. Because you know that no one don't want to hear nothing what you got to say. Because you ain't got nothing to say. For the most part, man, y'all ain't deep. Y'all ain't deep, man. And for the most part, even if a woman is smart and intelligent and has got something to say, if she finds the option occurs where she can make the same amount of money or get more attention from being a harlot, most of the time they're gonna choose that route, man. Most of the time. So y'all ain't deep, man. Now let's get this prophecy that is definitely gonna occur pertaining to you women, man. Right? And 7 women taking hold of to one man is gonna happen both before the kingdom and in the kingdom, man. But in the kingdom, when it's 7 women taking hold of one man, it's not going to be because they're to take away their reproach, because there ain't going to be no reproach. How is an Israelite woman going to have any reproach in the kingdom when they're going to be under the new covenant? And they've been forgiven for all their sins and their iniquities, and your house remember them no more. So what's their reproach going to be? They're going to be wanting to get married to an Israelite man to be out of their father's house, right? Because it's still going to be a thing where they're under their father's rule until they're married. And then they're under their husband's rule. They're going to be wanting to get married fast as they can so that they can be away from their father, so that they can be around their husband that they're going to be in love with, by the way. And they're going to love him more because they're going to be like, damn, this guy's got 100 wives and they're all happy. So I'm going to be the 101st and I'm going to be happy too. Damn, this guy's got 10 wives and they're all real happy. I want to be the 11th wife and I'm going to be happy too. Whereas in this demonic world, women will see that a guy is liked by loads of women, and then they'll try and be another one of the women that's liked by that guy, and then they'll try and get rid of all the other women. Oh, I know that he's got all these women that like him. Now I'm going to be in competition with all these other women for him, and then I'm going to tell him to try and get rid of all the other ones. Why should he? Why should he do that, man? For the men that can get access to that many women, why should he? That's wicked. That's actually wicked if a guy does that, because then all them other women, he'd be pushing them to adultery. Now, I'm not trying to talk like that's me and like I'm some player out here. That's not the case. But I'm saying that there's men that have got access to other women out there, right? And women try and compete with the other women now and try and get him to get rid of the other ones, but that ends up leading to them women becoming adulteresses, excuse me, if they do that. This society is just all over the place, man. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, and in that day some women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take our reproach. And that's what's going to be happening, because when all hell breaks loose, the glow of a man is going to really show, man. The glow of a man is going to show. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. In fact, verse 11. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And women are the most proud people on this earth. And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man in a golden wedge of Ophir. Women are going to be brought low in that time, and a woman's worth's not going to be that big of a deal then. There's going to be abundance of women for the men that are available. There's going to be a whole bunch of women, man. And y'all ain't going to be able to put on your armor like you used to, man. And what's your women's armor? Your women's armor, right, is all your makeup, all your little beautifying things that y'all use to flipping increase your breasts, make your boob side look like it's bigger, right? All the different trinkets that you women use to try and make yourself look more attractive than you are. Makeup, earrings, bracelets, right? Clothing, mirrors. You women have always got a mirror that you pull out and want to, like, women have even started doing YouTube content where they basically have a mirror in front of them and they're doing their makeup, man. You women have started doing that. Like, it's going to get really, really, really dark for you women, and you're not going to be able to handle the times that are coming, man. And you're going to remember like, you women are going to be brought to, every single one of you women that have been proud now are going to be put in situations where you're made to remember how demonic you are being in this society now. About all the men that you screwed over. Because right now, all you women want to do is think about all the men that screwed you over, right? But in the time to come, you're going to have to think about, man, I'm doing all this complaining about all the men that did me wrong. But look at how many men I did wrong, though. Look at how many men I screwed over, right? Look at how many men I was making have bad things happen to them. Look at how many men I got on his nerves in this world. Look at how many men's lives I ruined. Instead of crying about your ex that did you wrong, right? But then not even mentioning none of the things that you ever did to him that was wrong, though. And one place that showed that was that them, even though they're demons, that Fresh and Fit podcast, man, right? With that absolute coon, Myron Gaines, right? He used to they used to have a question that they used to ask these women on there. Name one thing that your ex did wrong in a relationship, and name one thing that you did wrong in a relationship. And almost every single time the women went, whatever they would be saying that they was doing wrong in relationship, was them trying to make up, was them most of the time talking about another thing that they think that their man did wrong. or something that they think's actually a good quality. Oh, I was too nice. I was just too forgiving. It's not actually a thing that's actually something that they did wrong. Because they don't think that they did anything wrong, really, man. That's what it actually is. You mean don't actually think a lot of you men don't actually understand that you're not good people. You're horrible. And you think that just because men want to sleep with you, that means that you're a good person. Because men want to slip you one. Oh well, if men want to smash, obviously that means I'm a good person. No, it don't. It means he wants to smash. That's what it means. It don't mean all these men that drill you off. Yeah, that's not because you're a good person. It's because the man's trying to get a piece, mate. It's not because you're nothing special in this world. But you women can't separate the two. And that's why when you women get dogged out by these celebrities, dogged out by the local DJ, the local bouncer, the local playboy around the area, the local drug dealer, whatever, the local ladies man around the area, you all think it's because you're someone good and that it's a show of you being a good person. No, it's not, man. No, it's not. That's not a show of you being a good person. The show of you being a good person would be what's written in Proverbs 31. But none of you want to try and do that, though. And you're going to be forced in the day of the Lord and leading up to the day of the Lord to step your game up, man. You're going to have to learn game on how to get men. You're going to have to learn to have some flow about you. It's not just going to be all on the man to try and know women. No, you men are going to have to learn and know men. And I'm going to end this video here, man. I'm going to end the video here because a lot of you men don't believe this is going to happen, but you're going to be forced to do this, man. Or to be consumed by the day of the Lord's wrath. Right? And on that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.